Okay, just quickly, you're labeled Anita's phone, so I need to try to find out, what is your name?
Anita Denise Cruz hyphen Olson.
Okay, just quickly, you're labeled Anita's phone, so I need to try to find out, what is your name?
Anita Denise Cruz hyphen Olson.
Having a little difficulty, just one moment.
Yes, ma'am.
Supposed to be muted. Okay. So, ma'am, again, what is your full name?
Anita Anita Denise Cruz CRUZ hyphen OLSON.
Whose case is it?
It's mine, ma'am. As far as I know.
Okay, I don't have you on my docket. Give me just a moment. Anita Cruz.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to mute you. I've got to get other people into the meeting. Okay. Cruz also. Yeah, I will. Let's try to get her ready. So she's first. Good morning. My name is Judge Person. I welcome everybody to Temple Municipal Court. I will take everybody in the order that I've let them in, which is pretty close to when you showed up, give or take, hopefully not too many errors there. But I do need to identify all the persons in the room. There's a woman, I believe, laying down phone number 254-534-5089. I'm asking you to unmute so that you can identify yourself, please. What is your name?
Jackie Jeter.
Miss Jeter, okay. Okay, Miss Jeter, I'll be with you shortly.
Okay, Judge Person. I faxed 2 pages over there for you to look at.
Yes, I have that. You'll have to wait a moment. I need to let everybody in and I need to identify everybody, and you're second in line once I get started.
Okay, thank you.
I'm going to mute you till it's your turn, okay?
I'm not able to hear.
So I will mute folks until it is their turn, and you need to stay muted because otherwise we get to hear all the background noise in your home. And while it's probably fine on your end, it comes in very loud, and then I can't hear the person I'm talking to. So if you're muted, it's because it's not your turn yet, and I will get with you. There are some basic things for everyone to know. This is the Temple Municipal Court, okay? You're scheduled here. This is an open court proceeding, which means it's being broadcast on YouTube for free. I do want to let you know that when you have a Class C offense, this is a Class C court. And when you have a Class C offense, that is an accusation. And once we take your plea, you've given your answer to that accusation. There are 3 options for pleading. And if you have not yet entered a plea, I will be asking for your plea. The options for pleading are guilty, not guilty, and no contest. Guilty means I did this. You're admitting that offense. If you plead no contest, you're allowing me to find you guilty without saying you did or didn't commit the offense. If you plead no contest, that's what you're doing. You're just moving forward without admitting or denying the offense. If you plead not guilty, you are contesting the charge. You are asking ultimately for a trial. And that means that we have a pretrial docket first, and then we have trial scheduled at that point. So I'll walk each person through the details of their case, but it's important to understand what those pleading options are and where they take you, the direction that they take you. So if you plead guilty or no contest, we're going to move forward today. If you've already pled, we're going to troubleshoot where you are. If you're pleading not guilty, we're moving you toward trial, which means you have to give some assurances that you will attend court. Okay. So I will actually begin, Ms. Cruz, with you. And we had you down as Cruz Olson, so I think I missed you partly for that reason. Give me just a moment to get familiar with your case, but I'll unmute you at this time. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's see. Is the plea entered? And was an arrest made? Okay, so we have fingerprints, but we may or may not have the family violence paperwork. Okay, we'll want to get that going. Okay, so Ms., do you go by Ms. Cruz Olson or Ms. Cruz?
Miss Cruz Olson.
Okay, and I'll need a copy of the complaint. The accusation today is an assault by contact against a family member. Family member is very broadly defined in Texas. It can include roommates. It can include people that may or may not otherwise be considered family. It's broadly construed to mean any dating relationship or anyone living in the same household or anyone who has previously lived in the same household. The accusing party is actually, let me look a little bit at it. Dylan Blanchett has signed this complaint.
Blanchett.
And so the claim is that on the 20th of December, phone's not working. Send a note over. I think mine does. So that does need to be reported. Is the phone not working? Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry. Because we could need it. Okay. So this person is claiming that on the 20th of December that you had physical contact which would be regarded as offensive and provoking. And the claim is the manner of assault was pushing on the chest, hitting the face, etc. When you knew or should reasonably believe that a reasonable person similarly situated would regard the contact as offensive and provoking. The person is listed as a family member. Do you know who this is?
He's not blood, ma'am, but as you stated, yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay, have y'all lived in the same household?
No, ma'am. They.
Okay.
I don't know what you want me. May I explain or no?
I think you're good. I think you're good. You're not unfamiliar with the person.
Yes.
Okay. There are some forms that we have to get signed. I know that you were arrested. However, I can't time serve that without a plea. If you plead guilty or no contest, I probably would apply whatever time you spent over there as credit. I can do that. But I don't have a plea. And because it is a family violence charge, I do need to inform you of the following rights that can be affected. It can affect your ability to carry a firearm or be granted a concealed handgun permit. It can affect your ability to serve in certain employment, including but not limited to military service and law enforcement. Also, traditional medical roles sometimes don't allow employment with this kind of conviction if convicted. So it can have impact. Also, even though this is currently just a Class C offense, however, if you get 2 or more of these, a third offense can be enhanced to a second-degree felony violence charge. So you just need to be aware that they are cumulative, and even if it is dismissed through some alternative sentencing measure, like a deferred disposition, at the point of a repeat offense, a person can still have dismissed cases used against them if those cases had a plea of guilty or no contest. Do you understand the consequences?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The charge, again, is an assault by contact family member. How are you pleading to that charge? Do you understand those pleading options of guilty, not guilty, and no contest?
Well, the no contest, does that mean that, how does that work?
So it works the same way as pleading guilty, but without admitting or denying the offense. That's a good question.
Okay, because I wanted to have it. I'm going for a master's in social work, and
Okay.
with this
I think
on
I'm
my
going to actually stop you for just a moment. I think we probably want to take a step and have the city's prosecutor review the charge before you enter a plea.
Yes, ma'am,
For
because I'm
purposes of
interested. Yeah, because I'm interested in trying to have it removed from my record.
right, and in order to do that with family violence charges, I would require her input as well as the input from the alleged victim. Okay. So what I'm going to do is
Well,
on my own action, I'm going to make a not guilty plea entered into the record for this time, and schedule you for a pretrial. There will be a pretrial by phone, and you can speak to her by phone. There'll be a live pretrial where we'll schedule the rest of the case out for trial and so forth. Let me get those dates pulled together. I think we're looking at the phone pretrial January 12th.
Ask her if you can have me there since I was a witness of everything.
Okay, so that's by phone, and whoever is talking to you from the side can be there. What you're really wanting to know is, will she take the information through that method? And that is up to the prosecutor and not to me. You are welcome to respectfully, you are welcome to ask her at that time if she wants to talk to your witnesses. Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And any
It's a good question, but whoever's on the sideline, I'm not really good with that. I either need to see you or you need to not be talking.
I apologize.
Because you're not, wait a minute. Because you're not a lawyer. So you don't actually have the right to counsel this person and give them a legally impactful advice and information
I
in the
apologize.
presence of the court. So I'll caution you not to do so. I understand people get nervous. They can take a deep breath. This is a Zoom call. It's not that stressful. But what I can't do is have somebody not licensed to practicing law,
I'm sorry.
because I can hold you in contempt and throw you in jail for that. So let's not
Yes,
even
ma'am.
go there. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
No, I just need to make it really clear. Okay. Now, the second final pretrial would then be March 10th. Is that right? March 10th. And all I really need, Ms. Cruz Olson, is to have you come by and just sign that you're going to be at those meetings. And that will
I'm
take
right here outside, ma'am.
right. That will take care of today. Let me get those family forms. There'll also be a form for you to sign, and you'll get copies, just understanding that this is charged as family violence. And I want you to have those warnings that I gave you in writing. That way, if you have more questions down the road. But this is not an admission of guilt. It just means you understand it's being charged as family violence.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
So, even if I plead not guilty, and let's say they go ahead and they dismiss it or whatever, for example, it still stays on my record?
Here's the thing. When we are given a ticket, even if we're not physically arrested, we are under arrest. And so that part doesn't change anything. The fact that you were arrested, really everybody who got a ticket was arrested. But arrests show up on our record unless they are expunged. And it is unusual to be able to get them expunged, although it is sometimes possible. Beyond that answer, I can't give you full legal advice because I
Yes,
cannot
ma'am.
be, I
Yes, ma'am.
can't be your legal representative. But as judge of the court, I can tell you that when we're ticketed, we're under arrest. So even just getting a stop sign ticket, that stop can show up as an arrest. Okay. You were also booked into the jail, and that can show up as well as an arrest. So there is an arrest record. The question, is there a record, is very different depending on why you're asking, who's asking, and who's looking. Then the next question is, arrest record versus conviction record. So there are different types of records. Okay. All of it comes into a criminal background check if certain entities look. Most of your licensing boards can see. Okay. That's why we're going to be extra cautious with this particular offense because it does have an impact. It doesn't really just go away like, say, a traffic ticket eventually kind of does. It is, considered to be part of your history that an arrest took place at least. So we need to back up and give this a little more space and evaluate it. Okay. And the entity that does that would be the state's representative, the prosecution. And they can review the evidence. They can make recommendations to me, including dismissal, but not always. And they don't always do that. Okay. But I cannot listen to all the evidence on one side in a meeting like this and decide who's right without talking to both parties, always within the earshot of one another.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what we call a trial. So
Yes,
that's where I come into play, is at that ultimate endpoint. If that's needed, then we take that step. We want to look and make sure the state wants to take that step too. Because if they decide they don't want to, then they request a dismissal.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. We'll have paperwork up at the front for you. Give us about 10 or 15 minutes. And then just call the number on the door and we'll get you in to get it. You'll get copies of everything. What you're committing to do is to be available in an hour window, which will be listed. She'll call you. Y'all will have a preliminary discussion and then showing up at your final hearing in March. Okay.
The only other question, due to the situation and everything in that, is it possible to ask you for an affidavit so they won't be able to be on my property anymore?
So I can't control your property. Does the person have the right to live on your property?
Apparently, unbeknownst to me, they got a piece of mail there. And the officer said that makes them a resident.
Okay. You will need to go to the JP's office and initiate an eviction proceeding.
Thank you.
All right. Any more questions about what we're doing here?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I'm going to have everything at the front desk in about 15 minutes.
Yes,
I'm going to
ma'am.
go ahead and remove you from the meeting because you're going to get off anyway and head on in shortly.
Yes, ma'am.
Wind up with questions before your next hearing, or in between that one and the next one. You can always reach out to the court online help or call and ask for a Zoom meeting where I can talk with you. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, ma'am. Thank you. And I don't mean to be rough about the other issue. I just need everybody to understand. And it's common for people to get confused about that. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
I should have kept it.
Okay. I'm sorry, here we go with that one. And my next person is Miss Jeter. Miss Jeter, I'm unmuting you. And
Yes,
while that's-
ma'am.
Give me just a moment to get your file pulled.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Let's see. And give me a moment to look at your information that you submitted.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Jeter, there's a stop sign charge. Let's see. Those don't have please, right? And the stop sign charge is from November 4th of 2020. How are you pleading to the charge?
Well, I would have to plead no contender.
Okay. There's also another stop November 24th, and it's crossing a physical barrier, a median in the road, and the costs and fines are 181. How are you pleading to that charge? Miss Jeter, I think your phone is maybe hung up.
No contender.
Okay.
No.
We also have a deferred for your previous charge of impeding traffic. And your attorney had a deferred disposition on that, but we did not get any community service from you. I see that there might be a reason why you can't do the community service. This is a printout of what I think
Yes, ma'am.
physically is going on with you. Let me review just one more moment, okay? Just give me a moment.
Yes, ma'am.
Who filed the motion for continuance? Mr. Miller? He moved? Okay, I didn't know that. He's been there for so long. Okay, your attorney filed a request to wait on that case. And so that's good. We're gonna just hold off, okay, on that one. On these two new cases, what I'm gonna look for now, I need to look again into your file. I'm trying to see if we have any link to this illness. Because, you know, I understand you're trying to tell me you have this illness and that it's keeping you from doing community service. Do I understand properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And
So
just,
here's,
would you please allow me to take driver's ed for those offenses? Because this person, I don't have the money to pay
right.
increased insurance.
Yeah.
You see, if you could please, the one running the stop sign, I wasn't even going 3 miles an hour. And I asked the officer, I said, how fast was I going? She said, I don't know, I didn't clock it, but I've got a picture of you running the stop sign.
Mhm.
And then
Ma'am,
on the what?
Ma'am, okay, let's
Yes.
back up, okay? I need to do a couple of things with you. Is she on time? It's harder, just one moment. It's always harder
Okay.
with this system, but it's a critical thing. And on the new one? Okay. Okay. Ms. Jeter, you missed your court dates in all of your cases, which normally means you can't take a driver safety course. Now, I'm looking at it and you sure have a lot of tickets, okay, lately. All right.
I know, but there won't
Wait a
be
minute.
anymore.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You need to wait. So when you miss court, you waive rights, okay? If I made an exception, it would be because I think that you really need to take a course, because I'm seeing a lot of like concerning behavior with 3 tickets in less than a year, right? So
Ye-
then if I allow it, the next hurdle is that you have to pay the court costs, and that's 144. And I can't work that off or waive it. I have to collect it. So if I did that on the crossing the physical barrier medium, when could you pay the 144?
Oh, wow. Can I make payments?
You can't with that option. The driver safety course option, state law only allows me to collect it all at one time.
Okay, well, I guess after January the 3rd
Okay.
is when my Social Security check comes in.
Okay. So on the 4th?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you're going to come in on the 4th to the clerk's window.
Well, see, I can have my bank send a check.
Yeah, but there's paperwork that has to happen.
Oh, really?
And in fact,
Okay.
there's paperwork that's going to happen today, Ms. Jeter. You're going to have to come here today and do paperwork.
Today, and sign the paperwork.
You're going to have to do some paperwork today.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. So come by and do some paperwork. And then you'll have to come back by on the 4th. And what I also need from you on the 4th, we're going to extend the other case to the 4th, is a doctor's note saying that you can or cannot do community service.
Okay. Well, but you read the paper as to why.
Yeah, well, listen, here's the thing though. You've handed me a paper that it doesn't say you have this. I need a doctor's note. Anyone could print something out of a book and say, I have this. I have to have a doctor say that you have this and to tell me
Okay.
Yeah. So I need that by the 4th of January or we need to talk again, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so when can you come by the court this morning? Can you come before lunch?
I can come today, and I can't look because I've got my screen on this case. But as long as I don't have a doctor appointment on the 4th.
Okay, well, look before you come up here today, and if so, we'll change it to the 5th.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'll be over there today.
Okay. We'll see you then.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Actually, I don't need to extend it. I can add it to the community service order on the stop. I'm just extending just one moment, I'll be with you. Sorry. She needs to sign an extension for driver safety on the physical barrier charge. On her community service order. I know he wants a continuance, but let's just extend it 30 days and add this one in. Okay. Yeah, that'll clean that up a little bit better. Okay. Mr. Folsom, let me get your file pulled up. There is a speeding charge from June 22nd. I believe we're on a deferred disposition on that charge, Mr. Folsom.
Correct.
And let me look because I'm showing that to be out of compliance. Okay. Did we get full signatures? First of all. Okay. Okay, so what's happened is that we had a deferred disposition. It was in place, but you had not signed it until November. We had mailed it to you in July. We did finally get your signature, but a class was due and you signed it saying you'd have a class turned in, but you signed it after the class was due. And really, I should have just refused it and said no.
Can I tell you the brief story here, ma'am?
I'm sorry?
Can I tell you a brief story?
Sure.
I tried to sign up for the course. It wouldn't accept. I tried to call in. It wouldn't take the credit card. Then it wouldn't take the driver's license number. So I tried to call them. I spent about an hour and a half on hold. And finally, they said the offices were closed due to the COVID. I said, okay. And then frankly, it fell off my desk as it were. And I didn't notice it or remember it until I got the letter, at which time I tried to sign up again. I have
What
signed
class
up
are you
again.
talking about?
Pardon?
Which class are you talking about?
I was supposed to be taking a defensive driving class online.
Right, but there's probably 300 online. Are you saying all classes were closed off to you?
I didn't say all classes. I said the one I had signed up for wouldn't accept my credit card, then it wouldn't take the driver's license number. And so I did not finish that class or even start it. When I attempted to call them, they wouldn't. And I agree, there's 300 online. I've now signed up for another one. I'm about 2/3 of the way through that class. And so we're moving forward.
Okay. Let me get your order pulled and printed, and we'll see if I can give you an extension. See, because the only one I have now is this. So I couldn't. Why would we put a note over? Okay. Okay, that'll work.
Will that work? Great. I should be done probably either today or tomorrow with the course.
Sorry. I was just asking staff to print that.
I'm
I
sorry.
said that will work. Okay. So where are you living, Mr. Folsom? What area?
I'm in Temple.
Okay. What I think we need to do is just start over. This got off to a bad start. Okay. And now here we are modifying an order and changing it. Why don't we give you a bigger breadth of time? Let's wrap this case up by April 29th final, and let's get your class in by February 1st.
Okay.
Okay. But I do need to get your signature on this at this point. With that change, okay?
Okay,
That way you won't default and run into a problem.
that would be great.
Can you come by today to sign this final document?
I should be able to. I've got some child duty to do this afternoon, but I sure I could break free from that for a little while.
Maybe you could come before then.
I will try.
Well, the problem with documents and with court dates is I can't put a maybe. What I can do is
I'll be by
say,
today, ma'am.
okay, that'll be at the front desk and that'll give you till February 1st.
Great.
Okay, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, we'll get you back on track.
Thank you very much. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. On the case, yeah, the other case is set with the new. Okay. All right, my next person is going to be Schmidt. I can find Ms. Schmidt. There we go. Ms. Schmidt, let me get your case pulled up. And are you mom?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what is your name?
Kelly Schmidt.
Okay, the charge is a no driver's license charge. This is for November 24th of 2020. And if you pay it, it's $181. Ms. And I'm talking to Katie, Miss Katie Schmidt. Do you understand yes, do you understand the options for pleading guilty, not guilty, and no contest?
Yeah,
Do you have questions about that?
no,
Okay. How are you pleading to this charge?
no contest,
Okay. Do you have a driver's license at this time?
no,
Look up.
What are you doing to get a license? Are you in the process of getting one?
no.
Yes, ma'am. We are actually. I
Okay.
purchased the packet to do the parent-taught driver's ed, but I did not start on the online portion because I wasn't sure exactly what the final thing would be for this.
Well, this really doesn't have an impact on that, other than to
Okay.
say that if we were looking at teen court, we probably need to reconsider parent taught because we don't have time to do that. That takes longer. In some ways, it can be better depending on the parent, but when we're looking at a no driver's license charge, we've got about 45 days to get this wrapped up. And a parent taught class is usually going to take longer than that. I have not seen a parent sail through that too quickly yet. And so, normally what I require is that you get your permit as a condition, because then you're taking all the classes that I would send you to anyway.
Okay.
And we're getting it wrapped up and gaining a dismissal. And instead of $181, you'd pay a $20 fee. Are y'all interested in that process of teen court?
To get the permit.
Right. Well, here's the deal. You can pay the ticket, $181, and just go on your way. Or you can do teen court and pay $20 and go get a permit. But I will need that permit no later than March 1st.
Yes, ma'am. We can do that.
Okay. Can you pay the $20 fee today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And
Give me
swing
another-
by and sign your paperwork?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Because then you're going to wind up going into the class. See, normally with teen court, I'm going to send you to some classes, but you're going to do those classes anyway to get the permit. It's the same difference.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to basically kill two birds with one stone. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The paperwork should be clear what we need from you, but what we're looking for is your permit. by latest date is March 1st to the clerk's.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any questions?
No.
No, ma'am.
Okay. You'll have the paperwork at the front desk in the next 15 minutes or so. We're looking to get that signed before lunch. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. We'll be there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll be right with everyone. I need to mute for just a moment. There's a question pending here.
I want to hear what the question is.
There were 2 Kelly Schmidts in the room. Okay, hold on just a moment. Miss Jeter?
No, the other, she's saying that.
Cruz Olson,
Mhm.
it's all, she's saying that this person is not in one of these.
I didn't make a decision on that. I left it open and I put could be. And that's why I didn't check a box.
Oh,
So-
okay.
So, she needs to calm down a little bit. She told me by the definition I gave her, probably would. And then said, I need to evict this person from my home. So, and then said they don't live here. So there's really no way for me to know right
Okay.
now. And we just have to determine that
Okay.
later.
Okay. Yeah, she's being okay.
Yeah, I'm sure. She's nervous and it's got a huge impact because her entire career is about to go south if that continues to be a problem for her.
Okay, thank you.
Sure thing. Good question. Yeah. Mhm. I have no ability to print that stuff out.
I'm not sure what.
I would do it in the sense if I came up with a sentence, but as far as printing the documents,
I got I think this is all that.
Let me see. I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so $20. It's okay.
I asked about it and she just said, "Oh, Judge knows what to do." And I said, okay.
Did she have 2 tickets?
She had 2, yes. 2 pieces, for the no insurance and no driver's. How come it only shows 1 on this thing?
That's what all I arranged her for. Okay. We're gonna do $10 because they're prepared to pay 20.
I mean, if I got one, then I can do it from now on. I just.
Okay. It didn't show up, so I didn't arraign her. If they have questions, that's fine. I'm sure she didn't have an insurance policy covering her because she's driving illegally and you can't insure that. So I went ahead and just said what I really her on to their policy along with her permit. Okay. All right, here we go. Cleaning up paperwork. Gensler is next. Let's see if he stepped away. Mr. Gensler? Hi there. Great. Hi, Mr. Gensler. I'm Judge Person, and I have your file here. Give me one moment. The offense we have listed as a theft charge, and your fines and costs, if you paid them, are $296. Do you understand your options for pleading guilty, not guilty, and no contest?
So I'm kind of confused on the difference between pleading guilty
Are you
and,
able to remove the mask while you talk to me?
oh, yes, ma'am, sorry. I'm kind of
I'm
confused.
asking for you to turn up your volume. Hold on, let me check mine too. There we go. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I think the problem was on my end. I got it fixed. Do you understand your options for pleading guilty, not guilty, and no contest?
I'm just confused on the difference between no contest and guilty.
Sure. A lot of people get confused about that. So if you plead no contest, you're allowing the court to find you guilty without saying you did or didn't do it. If you plead guilty, you're saying I did it. Both
Okay.
go in the same direction in
Right,
that we start sentencing, but one is an admission and the other is a neutral moving forward.
right. So is there a way for me to, 'cause I mean, I know I did it, there's proof. Is there a way for me to pay all my court fines and get all that taken away?
Okay.
Have it
So,
possible, put
right.
a record? Because I'm in the process right now of trying to join the military,
Mhm.
and they're a little bit more stingent on that stuff.
Yes, they're going to be,
I don't know.
especially the good jobs. Yeah. So, okay, so we have a first offender program.
Okay.
And what you do with that is you take a class for theft intervention. Excuse me. You take a theft intervention class and you get it back to me within 30 days and I sign a dismissal.
Okay, so do I just go online and look at any
So
class?
what you really want to do is come by and sign your paperwork and there'll be directions for what you do.
Okay, and just another thing, so I've changed residence since the charge was brought up.
Okay, when you get here today to sign your paperwork, change
Okay,
your address at the clerk's desk.
okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so when can you come by?
I can come by today. I can get ready as soon as I'm done with this conference.
Okay, all right, just come on by. We'll have paperwork at the front desk.
And is it by name or is it just like a stack of papers?
It's by name.
By name? Okay,
Yeah, and so you'll just, let them call, when you call, we have a COVID protocol that we're required to follow to get you in.
of course.
And the clerk who has your paperwork will motion you over.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay,
Yep,
all
that
right. Have you had any charges like this before?
No, I'm very new to this whole court
Good,
process.
stay new and don't do it again. But
Yeah,
what you need to do is take a
definitely.
class. Yeah, take a class that'll help you not do it again.
Okay,
Okay,
I've got lecture from parents too, so.
right. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Swing by the clerks. We'll have paperwork there.
Okay, ma'am, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, just give me one moment, folks. Let me get his paperwork pulled up. Do y'all have access to that? First offender program. Okay. I don't have her order, but I have my order. And so, oh, that's good. Yeah. I think we have them sign something though.
Yeah, the thing that, she sends them.
Well, no, I had a sign up. It was a, here it is. And then he just gets an extension with these. Thank you. We don't get those every day. Okay, so Gensler, long left. Pascalin's here. Campbell's here. Corn is here. Martinez is here. Okay. Long was the person we were having such trouble with, I think, too. Thank you. Okay, we're going to move on to Ms. Martinez. Are you pronouncing it Zamina?
Jimena,
Jimena. Morning, ma'am.
morning,
How old are you today?
16.
Okay, where's your parent? Gotta have a parent.
I'm right here.
Great. And mom, what's your name?
Severa Martinez. SUV and Victor ERA.
And last name Martinez?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So we have two charges. One is from December 5th. They're both from December 5th. No driver's license. That has costs of $181. And then speeding, and that has costs of $259. On the license charge, do you understand your options for pleading guilty, not guilty, and no contest?
Yes.
How are you pleading?
Guilty.
Okay. On the speeding, how are you pleading?
Guilty.
Okay. Where are you in the process of getting your license?
I'm getting my permit. I just have to get my BOE from the school. And then, cause I had an appointment to go get it, but then I forgot my BOE, and so I had to reschedule it. And yeah,
When are you scheduled?
it's still in like waiting.
You don't know when you're scheduled yet?
Mm-mm.
Okay. That's going to have to be sped up if we want to look at teen court as an option. Teen court will save you some money and get you back on track. If you don't do teen court, you owe the court $440.
Okay.
If you do, right. If you do teen court, we change that to $20 per case. So $40. And I would try to see if you can pay that today. And then we would look at what you're going to do to gain your dismissal. So are you interested in, and that usually does involve paying for a class or two and getting that permit done.
Okay.
Okay. Are you interested in that?
Yes.
Okay. Can you pay the $40 today?
No.
Okay,
Tomorrow,
when can-
yes, I can.
Tomorrow you can?
Mhm.
Okay. You'll still have to sign paperwork today and then come back up to do payment, although you might be able to call that payment in. You can ask the clerk. You can ask the clerk when you're up here. Can't call it in? Okay. Okay. You'll have to come by to bring that because we're not able to accept it where we're not convicting you. So
Right.
you'll have to make two trips, okay? Okay, so today, signature. Tomorrow, payment. And then the due date for your permit is March 1st. Plus, I'm going to have you take a short life skills class.
Okay.
And that will be at your own expense. And that'll be due March 1st as well. We'll have a flyer for one place you can go to take that class. And it'll be with your paperwork today when you come to sign it, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
What time do y'all close?
We close at 5. If you show up at 5, you won't make it. Shoot for, what time are you coming? Because I would say normally before noon. Can you come before noon?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we'll have everything at the front desk. So your deadlines are going to be signatures today, payment tomorrow, a class, and your permit by March 1st. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
No.
Mom, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am, thank you.
Okay. And for the class, we need certificate of completion. For the permit, just a copy of that permit that you get. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Make sense?
So, yeah. I'm with you. So I just, and then so for them, the completion to-do list, that's where we write the permit and then the.
Yes. Right. And put the permit on the DL and life skills.
Okay, so,
That's okay. You're doing great. Well, you like to know what you're doing before you do it, and that's a good trait. There's that one. I guess she lists them in the to-do list as well.
And the rest was also by March 1st.
Yes. Check my work. Thank you. Okay. Ms. Baskin, are you able to do video?
Yes.
Okay, let's go ahead and start that. It'll make things easier. Morning, ma'am.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
Doing well.
Okay. This was an allowing a licensed person to drive, and I had already done reductions on your case. And then did we set it for a payment plan or was it just all due? Okay, and then it was just all due at once. At this point, the balance is 181.
Okay.
And in looking at your income and your paperwork, I don't really understand how things are working for you. What kind of work are you doing?
I just started my own business where I do credit repair.
Okay.
So I help fix people's credit, and I've been doing it since July.
Are you making your bills and everything?
Yeah, so here and there. I have right now like 70 people under me as far as clients, but I need to start promoting myself where I can get more. And I do get child support, but I haven't been able to really use my child support because I've been having to go to overdraft in my bank account when, clients don't come in, or I got to chase people down to do payments because I know times are hard. So I allow people to do partial payments, and some people don't never come through. So you know how that goes.
I do. Let's see. So 4, 5, let's see. I'm just kind of taking a note of your bills.
Because I was going to try to pay it all at once because I was told it was for something. So I was like, if I could get 30 days to pay it all in full, then I will do that. Or maybe community service, and I'll go to feed my sheep or what have you and do that.
Right. I did a reduction with the
Okay.
understanding that it was going to get paid. And so I dropped it to 181.
Okay.
and there was 30 days to pay, and that didn't happen. So now we're looking at it's heading to warrant. Can we do a minimum payment of $30 a month?
Wait a minute. You said you did a reduction?
It's been done. It was done. Let's see. I reduced it last week.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
So-
And we sent a letter which should be getting to you, but it may not be there yet.
Okay.
So I guess what I'm asking is, can you pay $30 a month?
I couldn't hear you.
Can you pay $30 a month?
I should be able to.
Okay.
I should be able to.
All right. What I'll need you to do is come by and set up a payment plan at the clerk's window.
Okay. And
We
if
can
I
do it.
paid more than that, if possible, would that be
There's no
okay?
problem because it's a non-interest.
Okay.
So the problem is if you're set to pay and you don't pay, you can go to warrant and that will increase the fees.
Okay.
So there's a minimum. That's why I'm setting a minimum. And I'll
Okay.
go ahead and drop it to 25, but I've already taken several $100s off from the letter that I got from you, I think is what happened. I was reading
Okay.
about it. So I guess what I'll say is you're going to come by noon. Are you making a payment, the first payment today? If you do that, then it will kick it out for another month.
I have some people that are supposed to pay today.
Mhm.
If that happens, then yes, I can make a payment today.
Okay.
And you said come before noon?
Yes. I'm going to go ahead and start payments on February 1st. That's 30 days from today.
Okay.
If you want to make it early, you can.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And just come by today
To sign
before
up
noon
for
and
that.
fill out the paperwork.
Yeah, that'll keep you from going to warrant.
Okay.
Okay.
And if by that time I have somebody that makes a payment, then I'll just pay something today.
Yeah, it just moves it down further.
Okay.
It just gets rid of it faster.
Thanks, Judge. You have a blessed
you.
one and be safe.
Same to you, Ms. Baskin.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
The next one is going to be Campbell. Javier Campbell?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. There's a speeding charge. The fines and costs are $262. How are you pleading to the charge?
No contest.
Okay. How old are you? 18?
I'm 19.
Okay. And you graduated?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you working?
Yes, ma'am.
Where are you working?
Lowe's.
Okay, great. When do you get paid in your job? Every week, every other week?
It's bi-weekly, so every other week.
What day of the week did they pay y'all?
I get paid on the 30th.
So I guess so you get paid tomorrow.
No,
Tomorrow's
the
the
31st. Then.
31st.
It's the every Thursday, every other Thursday.
Every other Thursday. That's what I asked, but you didn't answer me. Every other Thursday. So on the 31st, can you make a $30 payment?
Yes, ma'am.
And can you do that every 2 weeks?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're going to need to sign off on the payment plan today. Can you swing by and do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you do it before lunchtime?
Yes, ma'am. I can do it right after this.
Okay, they'll have paperwork at the front for you to sign.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. They're going to have you fill out a payment application form too. You're required to disclose your income as part of this process. And so you'll fill that out at the window as well. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Ms. Corona.
Hello.
let's see. We had your case. It went to warrant. I'm trying to just look real quickly at everything. Are you still at Fifth Street Draft House?
At 54th, yes, ma'am. In Dallas, I'm in Irving.
Irving, okay. There we go. Sorry, I'm trying to look you up because we've got a number of things, and I think that they all have pleas. And they went to warrant for non-payment, but I'm just double checking that set of thoughts.
Yes, I sent in the financial affidavit because I think they were all warrants.
Yes. There's a lot here. This all dates back to 2013. I don't have access anymore to Questus, and I just want to see the history on payment plans and community service. Ma'am, while we're pulling out, we have an older file system that I've got to pull that from, and we've got part of it, but it turns out I need some more things. While they're getting that up for me, raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that the information you have provided is true, correct, and accurate? So help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So about what do you think you make every week or two?
Right now, because I still work in Dallas. I drive out there to work. I'm a server, so we're not open to 100% capacity.
Right.
I had a big decrease, so now I make roughly about 500 to 600 every 2 weeks.
Okay.
And that's just our store is partly closed. We're only open, like we have limited staff and everything.
Okay. Are you still receiving food stamps?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you actually receive the child support?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have roommates?
Do I have roommate? No, ma'am.
Okay, I'm actually showing that you're indigent and that I need to order community service. Community service can be done at any nonprofit in your community.
I have already started community service.
Mhm.
I actually was doing volunteer work before this.
Okay.
And they actually, when I was doing this, I had brought it up so I would already know if it was an option at the Feed My Sheep.
How are you working at Feed My Sheep if you live in Irving?
No, I live here I put my new address on the financial affidavit.
You're driving to Dallas to work every
Yes,
day?
ma'am. I'm 30 weeks pregnant and I didn't know if I'll be able to find a job here, and I couldn't go without making the payments. But I moved because rent here is $775 and my rent in Dallas was $1,300.
Yeah.
So I drive every Friday and I stay out there Friday and Saturday and sometimes Sunday to work. Sometimes I'll back and forth.
Who watches the kids?
My mom lives here. All my family lives here. In Dallas, doesn't live there.
Right, you're alone there. Collections and Omni on everything, right?
And in Dallas and Arlington, a lot of their community service places, they did like a hold, like where they weren't doing community service at some places.
Yeah.
So
Feed My Sheep is perfectly fine. And I have a list of other places that will give you, it's on there too. Feed My Sheep's on the list as well. Okay. And it's 150 hours. I'm going to actually give you 60 days to get started. You might need more time, and especially if you're about to have a baby, you might wind up needing more time. That's okay. You just keep up with your deadlines, turn in what you have, and let me know. Hey, I think I need another 30 days or 60 days, and I'll work with you on that. Okay, we can roll that out as you do it.
Okay.
I will have you come by and pick up your paperwork today. Can you do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And it's 150 total. I give you triple credit up front, but then it's hour for hour. Okay.
Okay.
You have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we are done for the day. And let me take a look at everything.
Yeah, I didn't want it like that. But what I'm gonna do is make